Hello, my name is Kathleen Himmler, and I work for the Western Pennsylvania Dale Carnegie franchise in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, USA. It was this summer when I received an email invitation via Facebook to attend a new networking event. It was being held at a local tavern over lunchtime, so I asked an associate to accompany me, and we went to check it out. What we found was like-minded people, a room full of professionals who were interested in making new connections. Upon that experience, realizing that the format was simple and it truly seemed to have value for all participants, we said, well, why can't we do that for our Dale Carnegie Network? So, how do you go about doing just that? I went on YouTube looking for a how-to video on starting an alumni association, and that gave us the idea not only to start this series of videos, but also to kind of explore just how, in fact, we would approach doing such an effort ourselves. So the first step we decided was to gain the input and collect the opinion of our graduate network. We have over 9 million in the world, but yet we wanted to see what the local interest was. So we decided to do a survey. SurveyMonkey was familiar to us, simple enough, and we decided to approach it with a simple 5-question survey. So in this video edition, we're going to show you what the results were of that survey and see what conclusions you would have drawn from them. The first question we asked, which was pivotal, was, would you be interested as a Dale Carnegie graduate to come back for some kind of an alumni event or session of some kind? And what we found was encouraging. In fact, we found that over 50% of the respondees said, yes, in fact, they would. Whereas as many as, 34% of them said, you know what, that's a good maybe. So with that positive feedback, again, we were encouraged. Number 2, second question in the survey said, well, what would the format have to be in order for it to be worthwhile for you? And here's what we found. Education was the number 1 reason why people said that they would attend. Number 2 was the notion of networking. Number 3, they said, you know, what would be worthwhile is to have the opportunity to refresh and practice the principles that they first learned with us and the techniques associated with those principles. So refresh and practice was high up on the list. And number 4 was just the social aspect, loving to get together back with the people that they had that first experience with. So, with that, next question was, well, what part of the city would you attend? And in Pittsburgh, if you're unfamiliar, we basically have quadrants of the city: downtown, the center, and then the 4 quads. Up north, Cranberry came in number 1. And number 2 is downtown. That one actually surprised me. And number 3 was the Robinson Township area, which is the corridor out towards the International Airport. So Robinson was number 3. Now, also pressing on our minds, we asked, so what time of day would you want to meet? The number 1 answer, number 1, was in the evening. Number 2 came in at lunchtime, and number 3 was the morning slot. And the final question we really needed to understand was, how do you want to be communicated program and event information once we get this going? And number 1 answer, hands down, by like a resounding 98%, was email, came in as the number 1 preference, whereas social media, a distant number 2, 3, and 4. So with that input, we decided to form a committee and plan on an event capturing education as a format content, location Cranberry. We're going to do it in the evening, and we're going to let them know about it by email. So stay tuned for the next in the series as our plans progress. Thanks so much.